Recovery has not been easy, but it's definitely worth it. So if you're in the process of early recovery or just in the recovery from anything process, congratulations, you're well on your way to sitting in the seat of authentic self. And that's basically what this whole process has become. So little about, you know, the individual addictions and more about connection. Um, in the beginning, it's about living life without the use of whatever substance or codependency or whatever you've addicted to. There's many addictions, but they all lead to the same thing, and that's the miserable self, because it's not an authentic self. We split and become who we need to be for different people, and you're constantly trying to please this one and that one, and it ends up being very twisted and convoluted in a negative way. And now that I'm on the outside of addiction, looking in, it's sad. And, people want to pick and choose who they live their life with, but I believe the people that come into our life are who exactly we need to face in our life. I've been shunned by a lot of people, and I get it. I get the necessity of protecting self. But after a lot of research, a lot of reading Dr. Gabor Mate, a lot of his work, a lot of spiritual work, and after coming out a certain degree, like, out of addiction, you're going towards the light. And if I'm doing the work right, I can easily relate, because I don't forget about my past. I live with the dark and the light today. It is about accepting fully what I've been through, what I've put others through, exactly what this human being's done, that I am able to see in others. When people attack you, it has nothing to do with you. I mean, you could be in part of an interaction, but if I'm reacting to someone, that is fully on me, because I am no longer sitting in the seat of authentic self that is evaluating the situation. They've already hit a nerve, so I'm already in that fight or flight response and just in attack mode. Fight, flight, freeze, fawn, whatever you pick. But that's reactivity. That's not response. And, it's been a week since I had this breakdown, which ended up becoming a breakthrough, since I followed it out and didn't run or make drastic decisions, which I want to do all the time, because I'm an addict. We addict. Humans addict to things that make them feel good. It smells good, tastes good, makes you forget. I mean, this is the issue, because it's a feeling of numbness that I don't have to be anything right now, because I don't know who to be anymore. Is the best way to describe how I felt at the end of that. Decades of misery. I didn't want to stay there anymore. The pain was too great. So part of this healing journey is, it's almost like a letting go of your claws in that matrix, in that physical. You were so ingrained into that ego, physical, dense world. And when you start to connect, you still get dragged in, but you can lift yourself up today. I can. I don't need to rely on all of the lower pleasures, sex, drugs, everything that puts us in a weakened state. Today I can go towards exercise, healing my body with Qigong, traditional Chinese medicine, herbs, teas, taking a relaxing therapeutic bath. All these things are self-care. It's not what you have. None of the things I ever had in my life, they may have helped make my life more convenient or been pretty to look at, but when someone enters my home today, they get an overall sense of peace and calm because that's who I bring to the door. Doesn't matter any of the tchotchkes. I mean, my plants matter and my pooch matters, but and the human beings in my life matter, but the decoration, that's fucking secondary. And believe me, I had it all, and I would have stayed sick if I grasped and held on to any of that. It would have kept me ill. So just a few thoughts for today. The healing process is definitely worth it, and you have to navigate it. People think, oh, they went to rehab and, oh, it didn't work. They're never going to change. Well, let me tell you, you're just manifesting the negativity that's already in their life. Okay? And my purpose in life is to work with addicts somehow, some way. And whether I am in the job I'm working now or working as a server and working wherever, factory, anywhere. And I'm a former nurse in a different state, getting arrested, with alcoholism, drug addiction, behaviors, codependency. All that will take anything you valued away, but it'll end up working towards it. Your greatest losses will end up becoming your biggest strengths. But anyway, where was I going with this? But yeah, the whole idea with addicts is you have to be the example. We don't lead by really, indoctrinating, schooling. You can't just give your kids something you don't already have. So learn this stuff young. Stop getting bothered by every person on the street and letting it take away from yourself, because who you are is what your children embody. And I was messed up during my kids' most formative years. So am I going to run from that in any one of them? Absolutely not. Even though I get that thought in my head and then sometimes I run with it. No, that's not who I am today. Because no matter people, had this thing in their head where tough love works, it really doesn't. It just, again, sets into the addict that they're unwanted, they're garbage, they're nothing, they're worthless. And these are human beings, they're souls. And yes, the physical things they do to others, terrible, nefarious. I am no stranger to that. However, if you are judging that, you are no better than the addict itself, because you are believing this is some sort of extravagant, exotic lifestyle. It is hell. It always was hell. It was an illusion that it wasn't hell. Oh my gosh, I am so thankful I do not need to rely on a drink today to get through the day, to look forward to, because I wouldn't enjoy any of part of the other part of the day, except until I got to that spot where I could have that drink, where you white knuckle it until, oh my God, for me, if I could make it till 7 a.m., that was like a major feat at the end. But I have been the alcoholic that drank from the morning I came to till I passed out, usually later that morning. But you can't let that keep you down. Change is possible. You usually have grown up in systems that are just not relevant today. A lot of belief systems and it is not anyone's fault. We have been indoctrinated, so yeah, a lot of work to be done. But when the seeds start, nothing you've done, everything you've gone through is preparing you for your greatest moment. So don't think of it, oh, I did that and I have to forget about it. No, it becomes your biggest teacher. Your life becomes your biggest teacher. Don't close it off. Don't close it. But sometimes first we need to learn how to open. And that's from getting out of the lower 3 chakras. Yes, your energy centers. That's how you get Christ consciousness in your heart. That's how you get Buddha nature, is by allowing Christ in your heart, whatever you believe in. Mother Nature, having Gaia in your heart. It is opening these energy centers so you are not exhausted all the time. So you're not fighting for energy, because I guarantee it, the illusion is you're getting it from the drug, the sex, the this, the that. Workaholics get it off. I work, I'm busy, blah, blah, blah. Listen, you're miserable. If any of those phrases are coming out of you, you are addicted to whatever. And it's about transformation and realizing there is more to this human being than what you do and how you define yourself, all these friggin' labels, how you exude yourself on a daily basis. Now we're talking. And if you're getting feedback that you're not on the up and up, maybe time for a healing practice. You could have all the wealth in the world and be the most miserable person. You could be poor, poverty stricken. And I've been there. I still experience it. I am, kind of locked right now, but I am not losing faith. Ever. I will not lose faith until the very last breath. I don't sit in fear anymore. I'm going to live my life. What I need to worry about is how I go about everything that transpires within that. That's who I am. I don't need to explain. And that's how you become. You don't need to constantly explain who you are, because who you are is exactly what's exuding out of you. And I think that's all I have for right now. But I want to share more. I want to bring something to, the table that all words are is a pointer and where to go. And if you're not feeling your best, highs, lows, this crazy mental addiction, try emotional sobriety. I'm just saying, when you heal yourself, all those other addictions do start to fall away. The lesser addictions that people tend to co-sign. Oh, well, it's okay. I do that every once in a while. No. We're listening to people that are not happy themselves. But, let that be the lesson. We are never done growing or evolving. People think, I have to get this and then I'll be happy. No, that never happens. Never happened to me. But be grateful for what you have. But be grateful in who you are first, and then whatever comes to you, whatever you resonate with, will just be another gift. And if it leaves you, it will not be that traumatic. All right, the pooch is calling me, and I hope you guys got a little something from this. Have a blessed day.